Another great feature of the Connect system is the swing boom feature. That's the ability now to work with your boom offset to your cab, which was a bit of a drawback of the 2D system. It always assumed that 2D touch, that your boom was sticking out in front of you at all times, and if you ever cranked it over to work in a tight spot, it was giving the wrong readings, which it's a brilliant system, but this is another level now. They've, with some clever trickery, there's no sensors on the swing itself. It uses the existing sensors on the boom with some very clever technology to know now where your position is. Now you have to set that initially with a bit of a left and a right, obviously calibrate it, but once you've done that, I can then use my button here to lock and unlock, in a way, or digitally, my boom slew. So I've got a timer here where if I unlock this, that's now unlocked, and you can see the position of my boom in relation to the machine. As I crank it over, I can work for 5 minutes like this before there's the potential for a little bit of drift, and you would want to re-bench yourself to keep your accuracy. However, you can lock yourself and then carry on working, and that timer stops. So I'm working dynamically at the moment. I'm swinging round, I'm moving the machine, we're going over, we're touching a datum, and then we're moving around again, and that's fine. But if I wanted to, I could crank it right over like this. I know I need to work like this for some time. I can then press my button, and you see that gets locked, and the timer then stops. And then I can work, continuing on, no restriction, to continue working in this corner. Now, if I want to move my boom, you do have to remember that you can obviously still move your boom physically, but you need to tell iDig you've moved your boom. It's a bit like with the bucket scenario. If you don't tell it what bucket you've got on, you get a mistake, right? But this was not possible before. And I know I'm on a level floor here, so it's difficult to understand, but we know that the cab sensor knows where the machine is, and it's a great idea that you're able to work, especially with mini diggers, with the boom offset, because I do that all the time on jobs, especially the small landscaping jobs. So that's a really good use of the button. Of course, I could use it for benching, as we've discussed. But the other thing that's great about this new system is the dynamic laser catch mode. So I've currently got my laser sat up over here behind me, and of course we've got our sensor on the boom, as we have on my 2D system that I run on my machine. But unlike my machine, this will now, as I'm working, it'll find the laser as I'm pulling up and down and the dipper's working through that beam, and it instantly goes, okay, I'm good to go again. So no more waiting for 3 seconds when you move your machine, and then your laser has to settle and it registers it, and then it says, okay, I can go to work. Now 3 seconds was good, and it is good, but 3 seconds adds up through the day. So what I can do here is I've moved my machine, I want to do a new laser catch. I'm now working, I'm pulling back, I've stopped my position, and I'm now just moving the machine through its arm here, and already, there you go, it's catched. There's no 3 seconds, it knows exactly where you're at. I can come back to my datum point here, and we should be reading 0 again. Well, 1. I've got a flexible box, so you've got to give me a little bit of credit because it moves around. I'm trying to work with what I've got. But that is the real advantage here, able to use the swing boom and the dynamic laser catch. It just makes things easier. It doesn't stop your workflow, and in any position that you're working, whether you've got your bucket cranked over, obviously this has got tilt sensors on it, we can work over like this. iDig has got your back and knows exactly where your machine is at. So yeah, it's a really, really good system, and I think it's something that I need to upgrade to myself. I could see myself using a lot of these features. Just makes life a little bit easier, but also the ability then to upgrade this to their project system, where I can then draw real time from the cab of the excavator. Very, very simple project. I could set myself out a V-ditch, for example, a profile. I could do a grade for a car park, some drainage maybe, ditch, that kind of thing. It's a really, really simple to use system, and yeah, I love the upgradableness of this. As and when you need it, you can then decide, I need to go 3D and upgrade, which is a brilliant feature It means your technology isn't going out of date, and yeah, it's still got all the great features of the 2D touch system that I enjoy on my current machine. So yeah, it's been brilliant to come out here to Bauma, see and actually play with this on this little Wackenoosen EZ17. So yeah, it's been good fun. Thank you very much for watching. Any questions, send us over, but do check out iDig, because it's been a really great thing for my business, and yeah, I love being able to showcase this new stuff to you all. Thanks.